Hi everybody. Today we're gonna go through this repair of an MacBook Air 2015 with no backlight. The amazing thing about this board was that there was no sign of liquid damage, but as you can see now, you see the salt deposits, corrosion in certain areas at the backside of the logic board. I guess it was some sort of vapor, water vapor, or that caused the corrosion. It had two localized areas towards the edge of the logic board, and next to the opening for the vent. Here I'm just trying to clean using flux and a bit of alcohol mixed together. I found it's very effective when you mix the two together and use an iron, soldering iron. The area I'm cleaning was not the cause of no backlight. It's just a cleanup job here. Not much of the damage is just a couple of capacitors, tiny ones, came off, which is not a big issue. As you can see, there's still some salt deposit corrosion. And you will see later on in the video, I use a brush and a blade, as you see it now. I'm doing the cleaning just as a preventive maintenance to prevent any shorts occurring in the future. Okay, now this is where the problem exists. Uh, this is the backlight driver. The IC is LP8550 and had lots of corrosion under the chip. So I decided to remove it, and luckily I had some in stock. And just replaced it, and the backlight worked. You need a lot of heat initially to heat up the board and to remove the ICs on a MacBook. Since this is a MacBook Air, it's not so so difficult. You just have to use the proper temperature and airflow. It helps if you use flux once or twice. It eases the removal and use less heat, less time to remove the IC. In this shot you can see how the corrosion in between the balls, and some of the balls were not corroded away completely, but they were heavily corroded. The surprising thing is there were no liquid damage on the board. It was just two places, and I think it was mainly vapor, water vapor or some other liquid vapor that caused the corrosion. Yeah, it needs another application of flux and soldering iron again, because there were still some balls were still corroded, so I tried to tin them. before installing the new IC. Now it's clean, all the balls are tanned, the pads are tanned. We proceed with installing the IC. And you see how damaged it was, all the corrosion under it. Now we proceed with installing the new IC. I would keep a stock of this IC LP8550 because most of the MacBook Airs use it as a backlight driver. So when you order 5 or 10 of them, keep them in stock. Whenever I work on a MacBook, I use the big nozzle because you need a lot of heat, and it's a bigger area than an iPhone, so the thermal mass is much greater than an iPhone. That's why you need to increase your flow and temperature. I always get in a habit checking how the IC is seated. As you can see in this shot, you can see all the balls are attached one level